Hey, what's good, family? Thanks for pressing play on another Bite Down Boxing video. I'm the host of the Bite Down Boxing podcast, Wood. Um, was kind of thinking with this week coming up, it's a big week. Should be the best fight of the year to this point. Hopefully, it lives up to the expectations. But Saturday night, Errol Spence Jr. defends his IBF welterweight title against four division champion Mikey Garcia. And maybe I get a couple more pieces in leading up to the fight, but this one is like 4 days and I wake up and it's just a random thought that I'm having just watching social media, monitoring things a little bit. And I guess what I'm getting ready to talk about is it's the classic big man versus good big man versus good little man. That it's that battle, and I guess this isn't gonna be a logically sound argument, but one of the recent matchups that comes to mind is the 15 and 16 2015-2016 finals matchup with the Cavaliers and the 73 win Golden State Warriors. Going into that, we have LeBron paired. It's not direct, like they guarded each other exclusively, but definitely the two men here were LeBron and Steph Curry. And I guess I'm somewhat using it because it's the year before KD came, and there was more head to head between Curry and LeBron. And I think this is that unanimous year MVP for maybe it was right at that time for Curry. So obviously there was a huge focus on how these two guys would match up when they clashed on the court. And obviously the best team ever in terms of regular season wins. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'll get into that comparison here and try to drive it home. But right now, what's killing me is, and I'm salute to my brown brethren and the Mexicans out there. I got one right now, a good buddy of mine, a good social media buddy, exchanging some instant messages on Twitter. How he's taking Garcia to win. Cool. I love that you have your man and you're supporting him. Great. I just think in this particular situation, we can throw colors out. We can throw skin tone out with the hue of your skin color. We can throw that out the window. I just feel that flat out, Spence is the better man. And but the one thing that I feel like is being overlooked in this particular situation is that Spence doesn't really have any known weaknesses. Like there's nothing like I mentioned in my breakdown piece from yesterday. Spence, we've only seen him get a little enjoy some libations the one fight where he had a couple. And it was in between fights. He only fighting once a year, so I mean that's not hard to do. But the man trains hard. He comes into camp. He comes in on weight. He seems to really want to be great in boxing. He's got the Olympic background and Team USA background. He's not in the club. He's not on Instagram making parody videos or satire or whatever. This dude is a fighter, first and foremost. But it's like in this particular matchup, his intelligence as a fighter maybe is coming into question. That he's somehow going to either be outsmarted or he's going to sabotage himself in beating this smaller man. Now, if Garcia wins, I'll gladly eat my crow. No problem. Because I will probably go to bed that night having seen something tantamount to the Four King era. with Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, Hearns, and Hagler. If he wins, I'll probably go to bed Sunday night seeing something that I'll be talking about for the next 20 years if I'm here that long. So it's a win for me. But getting into this, man, we go to look at Curry. This is interesting. Big man against good little man. This was that miraculous season where Curry went 30 points, 30 points per game, 6.7 assists, and 5.4 rebounds in the regular season, which rebounding really is a scratch for him. But it was the 90. He shot like over 90% from the field. That's the other stat that I guess I should have had. Oh, actually, I do have it here. Field goal percentage during the regular season was 50%. Shooting from three was 45%, and free throw was 91%. I'm rounding to the 10th. Get into the championship season, that 30 points per game drops down to 22.6 per game. The assists get cut in half, 3.7 per game. Rebounds drops down to 4.9. Now, that 50% that he shot from the floor, he shot 40 from the floor in the finals. The 45 from three, he shot 40% in the finals. His free throws did go up. So let's look at LeBron. Regular season, LeBron averaged 25.3, 6.8 assists, and 7.4 rebounds. Probably, pretty much his normal. And he shot 52% from the field. That's 2-point attempts and threes. We get to the finals. LeBron's 25.3 points per game goes up to 29.7, 30 points per game, basically. 6.8 assists goes up to 8.9 assists, 9 assists basically. And then 7.4 rebounds goes up to 11.3 rebounds. So you can see when the stakes were the highest, LeBron's stats as the big man went up and Curry went down. And that's the year that LeBron going to the Browns. But that's the year that the Cavs come back from the 3-1 deficit and win the chip. But like I said, you can factor in this is a false equivalency or the 40-point game, the two back-to-back 41-point games from Kyrie. I'm not diving that deep into it. I should have put a disclaimer scroll across the bottom. But just in a general sense, I'm just saying the big man imposed himself more on the series than the little guy could. And so same thing Saturday night. I just feel like when the lights get the brightest, again, we haven't seen anything out of Spence to this point to suggest that he's going to come in and falter and get off of his square. But like this is the fight game where anything can happen. We know with the referees in the NBA, not anything can happen because the referees will. And in that series, we saw that the decision came down in the finals to sit down Draymond Green. Throw that out there too. But like I said, I'm basically just talking about the head-to-head matchup or the numbers for those two guys in the finals. And for me, this is a situation here where the bigger man in Spence, the good bigger man, and the good little man in Mikey Garcia, I just feel like he's gonna come up a little short. So again, to my brown brethren out there, man, it's no beef here. If we're keeping it along the lines of boxing and staying analytical with it. Guy today commented on the video that Garcia is going to throw more punches. That has absolutely nothing to do with the outcome here. It's not about throwing punches. Like I just mentioned on the Sean Porter clip before this, Are you going to stand inside and throw those punches with conviction? That's the thing. What real estate does Garcia, and this might be getting into 3 days in the wake up, but what real estate can Mikey Garcia dominate for stretches of time in this matchup? Inside, mid-range, and outside, where does he carry the fight for for 2 or 3 rounds or 2.5 rounds? I don't see it happening. Like I said, well, that's getting into 3 days and a wake up. So in conclusion, man, like I said, it's I just don't understand how we're kind of discounting Spence's dedication to being a damn good fighter and being the best of this generation. And some of the things that he said. Another thing that I like, and I'll get off of here, I just like how he's not buying into I gotta say more than I need to say, which is kind of a page out of Floyd's book. I'm not gonna say nothing to no billboard material. I'm just simply going to do what I'm going to do on fight night. I'm gonna leave it off there. Hey, please hit subscribe, become a subscriber to the channel and support it. Hit the like button. If you hated my comparison of Spence and Garcia to LeBron and Steph Curry, that's fine. Like I said, this fight to me is pretty academic, and we almost, like the NBA, we have to really create stories here to have something to chop up. But, like I said, I don't want to be disrespectful to Mikey Garcia and Team Garcia. So let me get on off of here. One.